What is going on, guys, and welcome back to a new video. Today F1 Esports Mexico. I think the most that followed the season, you already know there's gonna be a lot of chaos in this race. So I will not further talk, I will send you right into the action. But please make sure, if you enjoy these videos, to support the channel, leave a like, can also comment, helps the algorithm, and subscribe to not miss any further videos in the future. Let's go. So let's get right back into the action. We are here in Mexico, the Autodromo Hermano Rodriguez Circuit, I think that's the official name, and it's the F1 Esports race, so it's I believe, it should be the final race of Event 3. Event 3 didn't go perfect for me, I mean seeing Monza, seeing Stanford, but it was, there were quite a few positives to take away from it, and this should be my best race of this event, like. Actually a pretty good performance, even though I don't like the track. Just because you have to cut corners like the first chicane, turn 2 and 3. In previous games you actually had to completely obliviate, I think that's the correct word. So destroy curb 2 and 3. Also here in the middle sector you can see we have to ride over the curbs completely to open the line properly. And the lap actually didn't look that bad, but for some reason it was slow. And yeah, so my usual quality struggles are back, showing in Q1, and it was super tight. Like, we actually nailed quite a few apexes. I felt like a lap with small mistakes, not much. And you will see, we have to shake.
Reset next session.
We just made it through, like literally. We were the last person to get through to Q2 in P15, which is freaking insane. Like literally, you couldn't make it worse. You couldn't put up more pressure on yourself. It's a disgusting feeling, I'm telling you. It's not a nice feeling. But anyways, going into Q2, again the same thing. Like showing now again, we cut this inside curb, and actually it looked like it was better, but it was slower for some reason. I sometimes don't get it. Sometimes cutting it more is better. Sometimes just going over the orange curb is better because it bounces your car less. I just don't get this game sometimes. And still, we are green. We're not improving much compared to our previous lap, which is not good. Even making a mistake, you're locking up the front right. Not very good. But now here, nailing the inside turn. Over here as well. Everything looking nice and steady. Even this cut, perfect. You can see half a tenth gain just by that cut, because we could go straight out of the corner. We had purple in the middle sector. And I usually struggle a bit, especially in this hairpin, and you will see exactly the same thing again. We lock up a little bit, having to hook up on the curb, like breaking into it, and we lost nearly a tenth there. Even though we lost so much time, it was a great lap. Like honestly, it was really good. I mean, P6, half a tenth lost to P1. Hey, this is good stuff. So we made it to Q3. We had one shot because we only had one fresh tire. The previous run was, I think, invalid and on old tires. So now it's all in or nothing. Now it needs to be perfect. Perfectionist. What do we need right now? I'm heading into turn 1. Good braking to the apex. And here you can see we had a really good chicane. And there I didn't cut it as much. I literally just touched the inside curb on turn 2. I'm not cutting turn 3, I think it's a bit slower this year with the new ride heights. And good first sector, 189, we are purple in sector 1, that's a good start to the lap. But then here, I mess it up a little bit. Even there, we are just not carrying enough speed, we lost a few thousandths there. And now the biggest mistake is happening, you can see, I'm telling you, you have to hook up the curbs, and we were just on the red and white curb, but you need to be over it so you can straighten up the line more. So we lost so much time there. Probably half a tenth to a tenth in the middle sector. Now we have to send it in the final few corners. Need to make sure we hit that nicely. And again, we have a small lock up here, not too big. Still on a decent lap, short shift into 5th, just to make it easier to go on the power. And now stay tight. And this is a 499, which is currently P2, but it's only enough for P5. With a better middle sector, I think we could have potentially been P4 or maybe P3. Maybe, just maybe. I think Jano had a really good lap. For the race, it was still a good starting position for us, P5. Freddy was P1 and we were doing opposite of Fred. I think Freddy was starting on mediums, we were starting on hards. I think that was the case, yeah. And the Barry had a ridiculous start, like for hard compounds. He had literally like medium grip. That was crazy. He didn't understand himself what happened there. And Luke is also going past because he's actually starting on the mediums. Now we have Shanaka on the inside and I'm getting Monza flashbacks from him. He's pushing me off on the exit when I'm on the outside. So now we are trying to maybe get a move down on Barry and he's quickly shutting that door. So yeah, not much space for us there. Fighting with Shanaka still, but keeping the position. And for now, so we lost technically one position. We lost 2 positions because of Lucas, but of course we are currently on the hard tire, so maybe this will return later on, depending on how his stint goes. And there has been a collision actually behind us. Yeah. Anyways, solid start. Barry with an insane start. We at least held positions. Just lost 1 to him. And like I said, Lucas. But now we have the trouble. This track is hard on ERS. Like saving and maintaining ERS is super hard. And with mediums coming through, we always have to use our ERS in the first stint to keep up with them in the DRS. And you can already see we are already lower on ERS. I think Barry ahead is gonna flash already. Now Nico, I'm not gonna fight with the ERS too much. I know he's gonna be faster, so we're not defending that. Barry is flashing, we're letting him go. I don't want to lose my front wing. I just want to use them to stay in the trade, because I will need to re-overtake them later. So there's no point in holding them up. And even Yoni's flashing, even though he's on the medium. So everyone is struggling for the battery life, including us, of course. But this is gonna be the way how to win this race. You need to have good ERS. So if you're lucky in a good position, this is gonna be crucial to win. And there's a yellow flag ahead. It's David Tunitsa's AI. You're not allowed to retire in F1 Esports. He did, and his AI came back on track. You can hear Freddy's frustration in a second with that.
Race has just been ruined by Tunitsa's AI.
I think he was already a second ahead out of DRS, and well, Tunitsa's AI slowed him down again. Yeah, super frustrating, unlucky. Now lap 13, Yoni's coming in. Previous clip, I got a warning. I think that was the only warning we received the whole race, so no big trouble. But now you can see my trouble, my struggle actually. I need to use my ERS to get back into the DRS now because one car is missing in the train. And that's the problem. If you're in this situation where you always need to catch up again, you can never just recover your ERS. It's not even down to pace, it's just because you would lose out so much without having DRS. I will show you later a clip
Would like to stay out longer.
where you can see a prime example, and we are discussing the team rating right now, so I'm gonna leave you with that.
They are staying out, I can literally use the DRS, there's no point. And if the gap to Y gang is still there, we'll have clean air.
Just think about the undercut as well. Want to look for track position ERS.
Yeah. I don't know, I would like to go long.
If we went long, we'd only go one more lap longer.
Keep within DRS is very low. That's not going to be an issue.
How many warnings for the guys ahead? 1.
So yeah, you can hear I would like to stay out longer. Barry's now coming in. I wanted to stay with these guys, just like depending on how long they go, I would also like to do the same. Just so I can keep a tire advantage, save my battery, and yeah, not really miss out on any spots. The undercut can be quite powerful, especially because on your outlap, when you pit, your tires will be super cold. So once I pit, Barry's past, and then it will get tricky. We're still sticking to the same strategy. But you can see I again had to catch up to Ronha, and that's our trouble. Like, Barry was now having a pit stop, and with that recover a bit of ERS. So on his outlap, he has more ERS than us. I don't know if he had traffic, he probably had a little bit, so it would have been even stronger. But looking at the gap right now, doesn't really look too bad. Now right behind us, there's Yoni. Yoni pitted earlier. We're coming out literally behind Yoni again. So the strategies, they don't make such a big difference. It's mainly just the ERS, battery, positioning. On this track, it didn't matter too much. Like, you could have gone a bit longer like Ronha did. Ronha is coming in at the end of the lap. And you can see we're trying to heat up our tires as quick as possible. We also need to make a move on Yoni super soon. Otherwise we're just gonna lose out time on Bari, because Bari's tires are warm and he's gonna get the DRS from the cars ahead in a few laps. And then he's gone, and we can't afford that. So now we are on 0% ERS again, because yeah, our struggle with where we were positioned. Now Rona is coming out, so you can see the undercut barely did a difference. We are closer, but it's not like insane. Now we just have the advantage on his outlap. Like, that's the biggest advantage. He has just cold tires, he can't do much. And we need to make a move on. Like, we need to get past, we need to catch up to Bari. That's in the end the goal. And we already lost so much time behind Yoni, just because he's on hard tires and Bari on fresh mediums. You can see Bari's now getting into the DRS at the end of this lap. And he's 3 seconds ahead. No, 1.9, sorry. So we have to again push our ERS to 0. And you can see now, this is exactly the clip that I was talking about. The gap to Bari. Now he has the ERS, this is the train. And with me not having any ERS, we are losing around 3 to 4 tenths just in Sector 1 without Bari using any battery. And with us not having any DRS and using our battery. That is crazy. So you can see how powerful it is to be in a DRS train. Then you can save up your energy and you again have more pace in moments where you need it. We actually caught up quite well in this lap, but still Thomas was so close. Now he's 5 tenths back and you think, yeah, he's never gonna make a move. But I'm already signaling him, I'm not fighting him, I have 0% ERS. He's just gonna fly past. Like, look at this, I can't even do anything. I'm not lifting or anything here. Now I'm lifting just because I will let him go anyways. I'm not gonna fight him now, that would be stupid. We're using Thomas to catch up to this hard tire train and see if we can benefit from anything. And now there's actually gonna unfold some chaos. F1 esports races, they sometimes feel like chewing gum. They take forever and nothing's happening. It's, yeah, I don't know. Is that a good comparison? We say something like that in Germany. Doesn't really make sense in English, I think. But ahead we see Daniel Hardat fighting Barry Borman. And Dani, he was actually holding up also the leaders for his teammate, I think, Shanika, who is, I think, at the moment still behind us. If I'm not wrong. Yeah, should be. And he hasn't pitted yet. So there's big chaos ahead of us. He's super slow because he has no tires left, no battery left. And he's basically splitting the field. And I think that also made Jano able to pull quite a decent gap and ruin Freddy's race even more after the Trinitza incident. Now we hit longer for a slight moment because everything was so slow. Sorry, Nico. Didn't mean to. My bad. But now with our ERS again, we have to use everything just to make sure we are getting past Dani in some way. Because we're gonna run out in any moment. We're not using any ERS anymore. And we're doing a Häkkinen. We're using the back marker card, theoretically, to do a double overtake on Nico and on Daniele. Super nice move. Really happy with that. Now we need to catch up to Lucas Blakely. Next lap also. Look, he has ERS. We don't. Now I'm running out of battery. And look at the top speed difference. This is ridiculous. This is insane. So we need to make sure we are getting him in the corners. We have to position ourselves correctly so we can benefit from Lucas maybe having a worse drive out of the corner. Like right now, getting a run on him again, but he has still so much battery. I think now he's starting to flash. Yeah, now it's getting, maybe next lap we could do something, but now we're sending it around the outside. Super late braking, making sure we get the inside. He's trying a switch back. We're staying on the outside, leaving a lot of space. And not a single contact made. Perfect. Like, honestly, this was one of the most enjoyable battles in the whole season for me. Like, big kudos to, or big shout out to Lucas. Great stuff. And with Freddy and Runner ahead, there's already chaos happening. So now we are again saving ERS. We are waiting. We can see Josh is flashing, which is good for us. So P3 is doable for us. P3 is definitely doable. Runner flashing, Freddy flashing. We're the only one chilling right now. You're just trying to analyze the situation. And maybe we can reap some benefits from this. I don't know what's happening with Josh right now. Josh is fighting Freddy like really hard. And yeah, then I was trying to get by Josh because I was thinking, okay, he sees I'm on mediums and Red Bull, like we're not directly working together, but we are kind of just like not fighting each other as hard because yeah, why would we? Having less enemies on track, and especially if we are not running the same strategy. So now I had to use all my ERS again to get past Josh, which will in the end make it harder again to make a move here. And now lap 32. I'm not gonna comment on it, you guys don't ask me, okay? I try to maybe see an option to also go by with that move from Freddy, but there was no way, and it just wouldn't have felt right either way. I think right now I'm complaining a bit that Freddy is giving Ronha DRS while it's having an 11-second penalty, so Ronha can recover his battery again in the DRS. And if Freddy isn't there because of his penalty, it's just me and Ronha for P3 for podium position, and we're still in the fight with McLaren. So I was getting really annoyed, but it is what it is. Sometimes these things just happen. You will see now why I got annoyed. We would have had so much more ERS, Ronha would have still been flashing or having less, and now we are already running towards 0. And that's why we can't really get an overspeed compared to him. So we have to brake super late, otherwise he would have been alongside, maybe even ahead going into the corner. Yeah, and with this, it's pretty much move done. We are staying in P4 in the end. Because, yeah, no battery, no opportunities unless there's big chaos. Bit unfortunate. Is what it is. I wasn't happy with it.
Yeah, agreed.
I will leave you with some post-race team radio now. I hope you enjoyed it.
Strategy was good, I think. I think you were right. I was wrong with the going longer. That was a mistake. But I think we still did a good job today. Potential podium, potential win with a bit more luck.
Yeah, I think don't worry about that one. I think we still made the good decision with pitting. I think if we'd have pit the lap that we were going to pit anyway, we would have.
Wait, why is my car crashed out? Why is my car crashed out? Fuck?
Yeah, that
What happened to my car? I didn't do anything this time.
Genuinely some of the worst race of that. I think it is the worst race of that.
I think if we'd have pit the same lap as Barry anyway, we'd have just followed him. So I think it would have been a good call to do opposite. So I think what we did was fine. So I
don't
think
know, maybe there
don't worry
were
about that. I think we
post-race
did a good
penalties
job.
for guys ahead, so...
Yeah. Let's see what happens. I think, yeah, it was a good result there. And we've earned the top 5 there, for sure.
Well, as a little recap, quali P15 in Q1 was quite scary, not gonna lie. But aside from that, I think it was a proper good qualifying from my end. Of course, not pole position, but we could have potentially been P4, P3 with a nailed lap. Yeah, I think solid performance. Quite happy with that in the race. Maybe it would have been smarter to start on mediums. We committed to the hards. It was a bit hard to stay with the mediums at the beginning, with the ERS and everything. But I think we did a really solid job. Strategy-wise, I think was good. Maybe pitting earlier would have been better. Maybe a little bit later. Who knows? Hindsight is a thing we never learn from, right? Could have always done better afterwards. But I think in overall, fairly solid. If we would have had a bit more luck with the ERS, we could have probably finished P3 easily. And, well, P2, if things just went right, like 100% right. But that is racing. Was still a good race. So let's head to Kota, and I wish you a lovely day. I hope you enjoyed it. Yo, Marcel. Peace.